All right, welcome back to the Brownballs podcast, episode 18. Kenil, how you doing, man?
Good, bro. How about yourself, man?
Good, man. Good. A pretty interesting week of NFL games for sure. I know I didn't come out on top. I definitely picked the wrong teams this time, so, as usual. We're going to come down to the wire, but we'll go into that in a little bit for sure.
It's okay. It's okay. We're right there, man. 3 games left, bro. 3 games left. We're all even, dude. All even.
I'll even. I can't believe it, man. You caught up to the lead. Holy crap! All right.
You're up $15, man. I made a huge comeback. It reminds me of the Rams starting off 1-4, and then now they're 8-6. Kind of like the Rams, you know. By the way, the Super Bowl champion, the Rams.
Right here with the Rams, man. They won out a gutsy, ugly win against the Niners, 12-6 last Thursday night. Mm-hmm. Not a good game by any means. Honestly, it was a boring game to watch, but a lot of drama for sure happened in that game on the 49ers side as well. But how you feel, man? Rams winning a very crucial game.
I have so much to say about this, man. So much about this game. All right, so no one anticipated being rainy. No one, I don't know why no one checked the forecast. I guess it came out of nowhere. It started raining. So the game, was really off, right? So what I liked about this victory against what happened previous week against Buffalo, where we put up like 34 points or whatever, is that we can win both ways. You can tear it up in the offense, and defense was a no-show against that Buffalo team, and we put up great numbers. And then here with the Rams, rainy in San Francisco, offense was nowhere to be found. I mean, Cooper Kupp had no catches. They had a stat that he ran 4 miles in the game and had no receiving catch. He no attempts. It's insane. Crazy. And Matthew Stafford was trying to give the ball to the defense. There was at least 3 interceptions like Niners missed. Literally, the ball was right to them, right? So it was really muggy and rainy, right? But our defense stepped it up, right? Mm-hmm. It was all field goal games. It showed that, people talked about when we beat the Buffalo is that, Rams offense is good. You don't want to face their offense in the playoffs, right? Because they're all healthy with Puka and Cooper and Stafford, right? All they did was talk about their offense, right, against the Buffalo. But they downplayed the fact that their offense is good, but their defense is not good, right? And it's not sustainable in that way. You can't win a playoff game like that. So what I liked about this game is that Rams actually came back. It was all about their defense. Their defense showed up. And it was a away game in San Francisco. So we heard everything what they said about the Buffalo game. And they said that our defense didn't show up, and now our defense did, right? So I feel, if Rams can get their offense, defense together, this team is reckoned with, man. I mean, you don't want to face them. If they're healthy, you do not want to face this team in the NFC playoffs.
I'll say one thing. Before you make the Rams defense top 5 in the NFL, right?
It's not. It's
Before
young.
you do that,
gosh.
You have to consider who they're playing against. They're playing against the Niners, who have not a good offense right now. You know that. Come on.
Timeout.
George Kittle.
No.
George Kittle is banged up.
George Kittle, Debo, Brock Purdy's out there.
McCaffrey's out.
Juan Jennings is out there. Come on, man.
Juan Jennings is okay. I mean, he's a top 3. He's a receiver, like a third tier receiver somewhere else, right? Ayuk is out. Debo Samuel is doing whatever the hell he does.
Ayuk was the 3rd best receiver in that team when he was healthy.
Yeah, no, but he's not there anymore. I mean, he's not
playing.
So they're not playing a good offensive team.
That's like you say that Ramsey have DeMarco Robinson. Oh, he's our 3rd best receiver. Dude, I mean, you had George Kittle's. The previous game, Kittle's against Chicago put up great numbers, right? Debo's up and down. He hasn't played consistently. So their offense was still capable of beating this team.
It's not. The Niners offense has not scored over 30 points this entire season. So they're not a good offensive team because they're missing so many players, right? So, like, again, I'm all about, trust me, the Rams, it was a gutsy win. They need a win like this because this is the kind of, like, tough wins you have to kind of put up with and not get frustrated and let it be a field goal game if it has to. So I'm not taking that away from me. I'm just saying, like, before you start saying the Niners, like the Rams defense is like an all-time pro.
No.
It's not.
They showed up.
They
showed up.
They're gonna get burned against an actually good offensive team.
Yeah,
and that's when the offense will have to come back, right? So that's the only thing that the Rams can lean on is the offense to carry.
I agree. But I mean, but they showed that their defense. They do have some people in defense. They all. I mean, they're gonna.
No, for sure.
They have all pro, all rookie in that defensive line right there. So it helped. That game was good, man. I mean, we needed that victory. We haven't swept Niners in forever, man. So we swept them this year. So that's great, man. What is your take on that game, man? I want to hear your feedback from a guy who has no rooting interest on either side.
It was definitely you can tell where the Niners have really fallen off, right? So this was a kind of a stone, like, okay, they should just call it a season. I think after the Bears win, everyone thought the Niners were back.
Yeah.
But the Bears just suck. That shouldn't be a thing, right? But the Niners definitely need to just shut it down, come back next season, and just let George Kittle heal and all that kind of stuff. But the Rams, I think, was very impressive because Puka was very, very good against that offense, and in the offense against that defense, because he was getting open. He's a physical receiver that you need him to be, and like you said, not having Cooper Kupp be good and having him pretty much shut down and still finding a way to win, that's huge for them because they need a win like that when their best receiver is not playing or not playing to his best abilities, right? And Matt Stafford not having bad turnovers, like you said, he could have had 3 bad interceptions, but he had 0 turnovers, so that's a good thing on his part. It was a gutsy win for sure, but again, they are built for the playoffs, so I'm not going to take away from the Rams. The Rams are built for the playoffs right now, and they should win this division because the Seahawks don't look very impressive.
Hey, win out and you win the division, man. Win out. I mean, Seattle has a tougher schedule. I mean, we'll get into that, but before we continue, I wanted to ask you a question, right? And one of the bullet points I wrote, a landing spot for a superstar, right? Since you brought up the Niners' future, which is next year, right? I wanted to ask you a question. So everyone signed except for Brock Purdy. He's going to be eligible to sign a contract. Right now, he was getting a rookie salary, which was, bare minimum. So now, Niners were able to acquire all these players and sign these players because they had, Brock Purdy under a rookie contract, right? They're able to go get Caffrey. They're able to re-sign, Debo, re-sign Ayuk, sign an extension to Kittles. So now,
Warner,
Brock Purdy is eligible for that massive deal, right? I'll tell you one thing, man. I'll tell you my take, and I want to hear your take. So, Niners are loaded, right? When you have McCaffrey and you have crazy-ass offensive players, right? Like Debo, Ayuk, and Juan Jennings and Kittle, right? That's crazy. So take out McCaffrey because he was out, and then you take out Ayuk, your third best receiver. Brock Purdy, yes or no? This division is still capable for them to win, even with George Kittle and Debo being there 70% of the time. And then they had a backup running back, McCaffrey, I forgot his name, but he was there for like 60% of the season, right? This Brock Purdy, proved to me he's more of a system QB. And on top of that, being a system QB, he was lucky enough to have all these players, gifted players. Like McCaffrey took pressure off him. Debo, when he's playing great, he's taking pressure off him too. So if I'm the Niners, he's a good QB. Don't pay him great money. He's not a great QB money. So what I'm trying to say is that he's not worth to go sign him for above 100+ million for Brock Purdy. Unless he takes a Geno Smith extension where Geno, I think in Seattle, he took I want to say 3 years, 90 million or something, or 3 years, 60 million. Geno took an extension last year or a year before, I think it was Seattle. It was just to prove himself, and it's working out well. So if I'm Niners, Brock showed you that he's not that QB. He doesn't have that if factor that, hey, like Matthew Stafford, when our receivers were out, when for the first 6 weeks, Matthew Stafford won 2-3 games by himself. Hey, I'll take you. We'll win this games. So I don't see that what Brock Purdy has, and I feel that Niners are in a position to win a Super Bowl because that was so many good weapons. I feel, in my view, that once New York Jets say bye to Rodgers, and Rodgers is from the Bay Area, from Chico, California. I do see a change where what Rams did 3 years ago, saying that, hey, we can win this year and go get Stafford and win that Super Bowl. I could see a scenario where, because Bernard's window only is like a couple more years, and after that they're gonna rebuild again. So I can see where Shanahan and the owners, they'll be like, hey, let's go get Rodgers, and let's not re-sign Brock Purdy, and let Brock Purdy walk, and let's pay that money to Rodgers, because Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers, right? I mean, if you have all those weapons on the offense, and then he has defense, Rodgers, people still believe in. I mean, even though this year he proved that he's kind of not there yet, but again, he's coming off an Achilles injury. Achilles is like an MCL tear. It takes a whole year to kind of get used to your leg again, your knee, and then that next year is when you feel comfortable. So Rodgers will be better next year, obviously, without Achilles injuries last year, right? So I feel that I can see a scenario where Niners think that, hey, let's go get Rodgers for 2 years with this offense, this defense, and we can win the championship in that 2-year window.
Yeah.
What is your take? Yeah. That's what I feel.
No, I agree. I don't think Brock Purdy should get like the Daniel Jones kind of money, right? Like obviously not top tier money. He didn't deserve that. And it's definitely a big fall off this year than last year. I mean, last year he was an MVP candidate, and this year he's nowhere to be seen. So yeah, like you said, I think it's shown in the Niners a lot that like this guy doesn't have another level that he can take his game to. He needs to have like a McCaffrey healthy all the time to be able to do something. Kind of like what Jalen Hurts and Saquon are going through right now too, right?
Right.
I do like the prospect of Rodgers going to the 49ers. I think that would be a good move on their part, because they need someone like Rodgers, an accurate thrower of the ball, who can make any standard receiver look good. I think Brock Purdy gets way too nervous at times and holds the ball for too long. They need a veteran QB, and I think they just kind of splurge 1 year and go all in, especially if they feel McCaffrey will be fully healthy next year. Just go for it. Exactly. I agree with you there. I think they should just go for it. Put in Rodgers. Rodgers will listen to Shanahan.
Oh yeah,
because he has to.
Yes,
because Shanahan is very much a system QB that not a QB system coach. So he needs to have structure. His offense works a certain way,
exactly,
and no one can say otherwise. Which is unlike in Jets. Rodgers was able to do whatever he wants. He can run the offense however he wants to, throw whoever he wants. But like Shanahan's like, no, this is my offense. We run it A, B, and C. So I think that would be a great fit as long as Rodgers is willing to accept that role. I mean, as a player this year, Rodgers is okay. Exactly. He's not having a great year overall, but he's okay. Exactly. But the biggest issue with him right now is his attitude towards the team and other players. That's where a lot of the issue is coming in, with the team not liking him, the coach getting fired, all that stuff. That's the drama that he brings. If he is able to push away all that drama, like how Russell Westbrook pushed away a lot of the drama when he came to the Clippers and the Nuggets now, like if he's able to push it all away and just be a good quarterback that makes good throws, it can work in the system, then the Niners are going to be favorites next year for sure. Exactly. But that's the big if factor.
It's like a Russell Wilson experiment.
Give him control. Yeah.
It's like a Russell Wilson experiment, right? Like Tomlin is a respectable coach. You're not going to argue against him. It's Mike Tomlin, right? Same thing with Mike Shanahan. He's earned that, right? And Rodgers right now, I don't see any team out there like, who can go to win a Super Bowl that has a respectable coach who needs a QB, actually. Put it that way, too.
And honestly, the Niners give him the best chance to win next year. Like, out of all the teams that are contending, that legitimately need a good quarterback, the Niners are the only ones, because the Baltimore Ravens are not going to walk away from Lamar Jackson. Mahomes not going anywhere. Josh Allen's not going. All these big teams, like, Lions, no one's looking for a new QB besides the Niners, who, like you said, they are loaded. They just need a good QB, and I think that would be a great fit. So, like, of all the places like that Rodgers should go to besides retire is the Niners. He shouldn't ask for anybody else, because anywhere else it's not worth it for him.
I was saying, Niners, have a choice now, man. I mean, Brock Purdy is a free agent, so I wouldn't pay him a great QB money, man. Like Jordan Love, what he got. Like,
they should learn from this year and be like, there's no next level to it. Like, it's like Mac Jones. Like, there's not gonna be another level to him. He peaked last season.
That's it.
We found out that he's great, but he needs to have amazing pieces around him
Don't
to do
be
anything.
New York Giants and make that mistake by one good year or two good years and pay Daniel Jones. Don't make that mistake.
Yeah.
You saw what Daniel Jones was right after that. Nothing. And so if I'm the Niners, don't make that mistake, man. I mean, I'll be happy if they make the mistake because I'm a Rams fan. But I'm just saying, I would love Rodgers and Shanahan relationship, man. That'll be great. It's kind of like when Matthew Stafford got traded to the Rams. People were excited. Who are not Rams fans were excited because you put an offensive guru like McVay and Stafford who can throw the ball, a connection together.
With that great defense you guys have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, at that time, not anymore. But okay, yeah, at that time for sure. When Aaron Donald was back there, I mean that was he's a monster. But and that's a good call. I think Rodgers would be a very very safe place over there. I think the only other thing from the Niners game was definitely around that was it linebacker Campbell walking out in the third quarter. What do you take on that? That was a weird thing. I know Greenlaw's back, so he's just frustrated not getting minutes. But like,
he was a starter, right? Before Greenlaw got injured towards Achilles last year Super Bowl.
He's a seat warmer though. You knew Greenlaw's gonna come back.
I don't understand why he did that, to be honest. I mean, I understand that he felt that he's playing good enough where Greenwall should have come off the bench or something. But no, man, just be your role. I mean, you have honestly, look, I hate like Antonio Brown did this shit, in Tampa Bay. Like, I feel like if you could make a 53-man roster in the NFL or a 18-man roster in the NBA, be happy, man. Like, look at the percentage you did. Like, not everyone does that, and be grateful because the thing is this, you have an opportunity to, showcase your skills, and maybe not with the Niners, some other teams can pick you up in the free agent.
Exactly.
It's such a horrible move, man.
He ruined his career. His career is done. It's like Antonio Brown.
He quit on his own team. Look at Antonio Brown. Never got a chance again after that. Antonio Brown never got signed again, Doesn't matter how good you are, man. A player is never above a team.
Yeah.
I heard this somewhere. A player is never above a team. Doesn't matter if you're LeBron, Michael, Kobe. You're never above a team, man. The franchise comes before the player.
And like, I guess at some point you have to also be humble to know that Greenlaw is like a great player. Like, he's like one of the all-pro players that like he had a really bad injury in the playoffs, celebrating a field goal, whatever it was, and so you're not, even when he comes back, he will take this spot back. You also know you're not good enough to be Greenlaw, where like people like Shannon's gonna be like, should I put Campbell out there? Should I put Greenlaw? Of course, I'm gonna put Greenlaw if he's healthy. I'm gonna put him out there. So like, why was he even thinking that he deserves a spot to start? And I think he should have just waited the year out and then just collect his money and just go somewhere else potentially. Like, honestly, like, I'm sure Carolina could use him. Like, somebody can use a good linebacker. He's a good linebacker for sure.
He started.
But now he's just his career's done.
And they needed him too because Greenlaw kind of got dinged up, so he kind of went out of the game, and then his backup got out of the game, so he quit it right away, and so he wasn't there to be there for the team.
And
he's out.
He won't get paid for the rest of the year, so he's done.
He's done with the Niners and done with the NFL probably.
That was crazy to see.
It was a bad move by him, man.
The Niners, man, this year was definitely cursed for them for sure.
Imagine
all right. Next game we have the Chiefs and the Browns. No surprise here. Chiefs actually having a very, very easy win over here, 21-7. Jameis Winston looks like back down again. 0-3 interceptions. We get the Bengals and Titans. No surprise here again. Bengals winning 37-27. The Commanders and Saints. This was interesting. Did you see the end of the game?
Why
Commanders winning by 1 point?
If you're a home team, why would you go for a 2-point? It's usually an away team that wants to just steal the game and finish the game off.
Yeah,
it's at home. Why are you going for a 2-point conversion? Go for an overtime, automatic overtime. I didn't understand that move at all. Go for 2-point conversion, especially that loss. It's huge because if you would have just like went to overtime, God knows what would have happened if you would have beat Commanders.
Right.
You'll be one game behind Commanders, because everyone's still chasing Commanders for the last wild card game, right? And wild card seed, actually. Why would you do that? Like, it doesn't make any 2-point at home. Like, I never seen a home team do that. Never seen the home team do that like that.
It's a gutsy call for sure, but did you see where the time, the play clock the time clock actually stopped?
I know. I saw that.
In the fourth quarter, we're like, hey, pause for like 3 seconds. gave them enough time to go up and take the spike, and otherwise the game actually should have been over, and they would never score a touchdown.
They would never have. I saw that too. That's interesting.
It didn't happen. So like you said, if they had made a 2-point and won the game, everyone would be up and like, oh my god, the Saints won by cheating, or if it had gone to OT, they won somehow. But the fact, because they didn't win, it didn't get much press coverage. But that was interesting. Like I don't know which referee did pause the clock, because there was no timeout called. So why they pausing the clock for 2 seconds? That should never happen.
For Commanders, that would have been a devastating loss if that would have. With the clock stop and losing on a 2-point conversion. Because that game, they missed a field goal that could have sealed the game, and they missed that or something. Yeah. Something happened, for Commanders in the fourth quarter. And I was like, "What are you doing?" They played really good in the first half for Commanders, and second half, something happened, something changed. Yeah, they just give the game away.
Is hitting the rookie wall early already, man. I don't know.
At the wrong time, man. At the wrong time. One of my buddies from DC, I was talking to him, and at first I thought, Jalen Daniel was gonna run away with offensive rookie of the year,
Yeah.
But now I think Bo Nix is giving him run for his money. Bo Nix is surging right now. How Jalen Daniel was in the beginning of the year, so it's gonna be a close race.
I think he's leading all the rookies in touchdown. Bo Nix is. So yeah. All right. Next game we got the Ravens and the Giants. Again, no surprise here. 35-14. Cowboys beating the Panthers. 30-14, of course. The Jets beating the Jaguars. And not a surprise here. The Jags are terrible. The Jets are terrible too. But
they finally won though, man. Jets finally won. Rams face them next week, so thank God they won this week.
I think the Rams demolish them.
The next game is a bad loss for Dolphins. Huge bad loss, man.
This kind of pretty much puts them away, right? Pretty much.
Technically. Well, you know what? This Thursday night, it still has a chance because Broncos beats Chargers. Then everyone's one game behind Chargers. So so there's still a chance because they have the last 2 playoff spots, right? Broncos and the Chargers. And so so if Broncos beats Chargers, then Chargers have 7 losses, and everyone's one game behind them. Then again, so it's still there.
Chargers are dwindling towards the end of the game, end of the year too, man.
It's still there, man.
I thought they were going to easily win that wild card for sure.
Nah, man, they had bad losses, especially this past week, man.
Yeah. So the Texans pretty much are going to secure the division.
Oh,
We get the Broncos beating the Colts again.
Did you see that game by the way by Jonathan Taylor? That play, man.
Yeah,
you're an
all-pro Jackson kind of thing.
Yeah, you're an all-pro player. How do you let go of a ball like that? I don't understand these players. I understand you want to celebrate and be excited. Can you just go into the end zone and then drop the ball? Why are you doing it right before crossing the the end zone? That changed the whole course of the game because the thing was
it was a very close game at the time. Yeah,
no, because they were up by 2 touchdowns and they could have made it 20-6 or something. That would have been a different game, And after that, Broncos just kind of went crazy on them and just.
Then they had that weird.
Oh yeah, the back and forth lateral move, right? The lateral back and forth.
Pick 6.
Yeah, that was.
What are you doing?
So he throws it back. It was so obvious,
it was across the field, slow motion. What are you thinking,
dude? It felt like they were playing a backyard or something. What kind of play was that? I saw that. I'm like, that's the worst play, man. Why would you do that?
Yeah, I'll say them one of my Colts. Colts have a lot of talent. They just don't have a lot of discipline.
And not the right
Anthony
coach.
Richardson is slowly turning into a diva a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I think they need a really strong-headed coach in that locker room because that will not accept these kind of mistakes where, you have Jonathan Taylor just dropping the ball before an original end zone, those weird plays calling out, Anthony Richardson with 2 interceptions. You just can't have that from a potentially a good, sophomore QB.
Yeah.
The Colts should be a much more, much better team than they really are. There's a culture change that needs to happen there.
Definitely the coach. Everything else, man, it has to be changed.
Yeah. Then we got the Broncos beating the Colts. Yeah, we talking about that. Then we got the Bills and the Lions. This was a high-powered game, man. 48-42.
I want to talk about
Jared Goff becoming the first QB ever to lose a game where he has 490 yards and 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. First QB ever to lose a game.
He's actually the first QB to win. Listen to the stat. First QB ever to win a game with 5 interceptions and lose a game with 5 throwing touchdowns.
Right, that's right.
How do you do that? That's just
poor guy.
boom. Like, what? Like,
Detroit had a resurgence at toward and in the fourth quarter for sure, because the game was kind of out of region and they had back-to-back touchdowns to come close to it.
Let me
ask
you a question about this. So I don't know. Okay, so I saw this game, right? I was ready for this game. I like ready. Okay. Sometimes aggressive coach is actually a good coach. So what he did against Green Bay, going on that fourth and 2 or something, whatever the thing was, gutsy call. That was end of the quarter. You know, you want to win the game. That was great.
Yeah.
And then there's stupid plays being aggressive. Yeah. Why are you going for an onside kick with 11 minutes left? Why are you doing that? What's like I never like that. That's the most idiotic move by a coach. I understand that you just scored and you felt that, okay, the momentum's on your side. Let me just try to onside kick and let me get the ball back. The chance of you getting the ball back is really little, and them getting a good field position. Josh Allen doesn't have to go 80 yards. He would have to go only 40 yards to score a touchdown now. Why would you do that? It's only a 10-point game. It's still 11 minutes left. Like, I understand your defense is dinged up, and I know a lot of players got injured in that game. Montgomery's out for the year because of his ACL now, and I know a lot of defensive players went out for Lions. I understand that, but still, why not just kick it off and hopefully something happens? What do you think about that move, man? Like onside kick at 11 minutes in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, and especially the chance of you recovering onside kick in 2024 is like 8%, something like that. So like, you have a very low chance of getting the onside kick.
You gotta let everyone know. BBC know, CNN know that we're doing onside kick. They all know it's coming. Yeah. It's not a surprise.
Exactly. It's not a surprise, and that's what Bill Belichick said too before. Like before, you could surprise a team, and then that was very successful. Now, like everyone in the mom knows that an onside kick's happening, so like there's no chance of you recovering it. One thing I appreciate about MCDC is like the dude will take these crazy things, crazy swings of fate, and he will die by the sword. Like he is a very unpredictable coach, and that's a very unpredictable thing to do. I don't necessarily think that play itself may have lost them the game, because they still had a chance. They scored a touchdown late in the fourth quarter, so like there's still a chance for them to win the game.
Yeah.
That's just what you get with the Lions. Like they're good, and they were 12-1 at that time because they took those crazy chances, and that's just what you get with them. Like that's their whole culture, and he will live by that, and he will lose by that, as he did last year.
That's what made them lose against the Niners. I mean, against the Niners, and he went on fourth and like a lot, and that was not the right play in second half, and they lost that game,
Yeah, and it also goes to show just how not dependent or trusting he is of his defense, because his defense is getting lit up, right? So he's like, I don't think my defense is going to hold up against these guys. What's the point of either we give them a chance to get an onside kick where they get at the 50, or we throw them and get a touchback and give them a 30, and then Josh Allen first play throws a 20-yard pass. That's what he's thinking, right? Like, what are the chances? I'd rather take my chances getting an onside kick because his defense is just porous. Everyone's injured. Like they have 13 starting players on their defense that are all injured. So like it's just what it is, But
what is your take on
David Montgomery? The game definitely lived to the hype, though, man. It was what a shootout this game was.
It was
Josh
great,
Allen
man.
pretty much secured his MVP now.
Yeah,
because
that's what I was gonna say next.
Saquon, but
it's over.
The dude is just a man possessed, man.
It's over, man. I mean, Josh is gonna get the MVP. There's no way.
Two Saquon had a remarkable year. 2 rushing touchdowns. It's crazy.
The only thing I'll tell you right now, the only way Saquon wins the MVP, and he's kind of close, but he's kind of not, if he breaks the all-time rushing yards for Eric Dickerson record, which is 21.
How far is he from that?
21. He had 2,105 or something. And I know Saquon is still like, I want to say roughly around 700 back still.
Yeah, he's not going to get
600 back.
Not with like, 3 games left in the
season. But unless he has a monster and finishes off and like, breaks that record, then it's a different story.
Yeah.
But what is your take on David Montgomery being out for the year now, man? Because Lions depended on that 2-headed monster for running game, right? That was their end zone guy.
Blow for them. Yeah. Honestly, the Lions, they're going to slowly fall apart. I think the injuries are just taking a toll on them, especially with the defense, and then now they're losing offensive players too. They'll get to the first round of playoffs, but I don't think they'll win championship.
Yeah. Who do you think?
They need the David Montgomery because he's such an incredible running back for them in the third round.
Yeah.
And he gets those like little plays. Like he got that fourth down play against Packers, and like they need a player like that. It's a huge loss for them.
Huge, right? So yeah, I mean, they're with their injuries. I don't see them overcoming him in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think they'll win the championship. You know, if they were fully healthy, I would have been like easily in the Lions win the championship.
It sucks,
and I don't trust it. And so it sucks for them because I kind of do root for the Lions because they are such an underdog team. They've had a career like their entire existence have been just failures, and then now they actually are catching on fire. But just towards the end, they just seem to not do well. Next up, we got the Eagles and the Steelers. Eagles winning this one 27-13. Saquon not having the game that I'm sure he wanted to have.
Yep.
Good offensive showing by Jalen Hurts and the passing because AJ Brown 110 yards, 1 touchdown. They're back to being best friends again. You think the Eagles are good to go now in the NFC?
It's hilarious, right? That first quarter, all the passes was thrown to AJ Brown. He scores that touchdown.
You can tell he was forcing the hell out of it.
It's like, and he scores that touchdown and everything, and then gives him the ball to Jalen Hurts and like do the little handshake move and stuff.
Yeah.
No, they're not, man. I'll tell you why they're not back at the top. You know, so imagine in the third or fourth quarter, the game is put it away, kind of. You know, they're up. You know, they're comfortably up. Steelers is not threatening that much. There's like, I guess there's a bonehead move by a defensive player, right? And you're the head coach, right? In this case, you're JJ Redick, and you want to go talk to, you know, Dalton Connect in this case. And the shooting coach is like, hey, not right now. First of all, he's the head coach. And you're really going to stop him to talk to the player that he wants to talk to? So you're telling, so this is only what Philly's team could do, all right, man? Nick Sirianni was trying to talk to Jalen Carter, right? About something. The D-line, and the D-line coach comes in the way, saying he's not right now. Like, literally, they showed it on Fox that some, like, heated exchange. Dude, I think this was fourth quarter or something. But, like, the game was put it away, man. The game was not threatening. This is not a mark of a championship team, man. I'm sorry, man. They fight too much. They fight way too much.
They don't trust their coach.
Like, this is
they
so
don't
bad
like their coach, or they don't trust their coach at all.
How you a D-line coach, dude? This guy should be fired. I'm surprised Nick Sirianni hasn't demoted him like last. Remember last year they demoted the defensive coordinator. I'm surprised they haven't demoted this D-line coach because that's a bad look on you, man. Like you're the head. You
know, Sirianni has no in this because they have the best in the league, right? Yeah. So like he's not gonna do it. First, it was the players that didn't have. You're not talking about players.
It's not an assistant coach. It's a D-line coach.
I know.
That's like comparable to a shooting coach. Like not even because the NBA has like 3 layers of coaches too, and NFL does too. NFL has head coach, then you have offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, then you have special coaches like, you know, the D-line coach, quarterback coach. Like this is D-line coach. Wow. That's mind-boggling, man. I mean, that's such a bad look. And you know what? To be honest with you, I understand they're 11-2 or something.
Yeah.
And I think with Lions losing and I do feel that, you know, Eagles is going to end up getting the number 1 spot because I don't see Lions because Lions and Minnesota face each other in the last game, and whoever wins that, they're going to win that division, right? But I do feel, you know, Lions, I don't know, man. They might lose one more game maybe, and Minnesota might lose one more game. I don't know, you know, but it depending on what. But Eagles have an easy schedule because I think this week they face Commanders. I think they're going to win that game.
Cowboys.
And then Cowboys, and then they ended off with Giants. Yeah. So for them winning out is really easy, you know. So I do feel that Eagles are going to get the number 1 overall seed, right? But again, NFC is wide open, man. No one's scary. No one's gonna be like, oh my gosh, we're facing the Eagles. They bicker too much, man. And honestly, I think Brown got injured too. AJ Brown got injured.
Did he really?
In the fourth quarter, like remember, like there was a play that he went. The game was over, but like he the way the tackle happened, he fumbled the ball too. On top of that, he got injured with his foot, and so I don't know how severe it is, but he did get injured a little, so he's nicked up, you know. And so I don't see Eagles being scary, man. I mean, with them bickering like this, like little girls, like the D-line coach was the head coach. This is horrible, man.
It's embarrassing, honestly. Like every week, there's something with the Eagles just happening. Like there's just no one week where like at first it was Sirianni talking back to the fans. Then you have AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts like going back and forth. Now you have the freaking D-line coach talking back to the Sirianni.
Not even a
There's just so
defensive
much
coach.
drama in
The
Philly.
D-line coach.
And then like Jalen Carter. I mean, of all the players that you're gonna go after, like the dude will squeeze like is so massive. And besides, Jalen Carter is an all pro player. Like, what are you gonna tell him? Like, he doesn't even coach defense. What is Sirianni gonna tell him? Hey man, don't do this next time.
Because he made a bonehead penalty, and that's what he was gonna go talk to him about. And like a D-line
He's
coach,
trying
like
to be
now,
Bill
right
Belichick at the worst time. Come on, man, stop it. Just sit your ass down, Sirianni. Do what you do best. Just clap and give high fives, dude.
it's so comical, man. Watching this team play, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I honestly can't because I don't envision the Eagles winning championship. I can't. I honestly wait for them to get eliminated from playoffs, and then everything will just start to fall apart. Like
I will tell you, dude, they're so lucky that they have Saquon on their side.
yeah.
I'll tell you right now, Saquon, out of that 12 wins they have so far or whatever, Saquon has won 8 of them for them. This team would have
easily.
This team would have been a Niners, all Niners. Like they would miss the playoffs, barely reach 5-6 games. That's it, and they will like this team was. They're lucky they got Saquon because Saquon handily won them 8 games, dude, and they're where they're at right now. They're lucky to have Saquon.
Yeah. Crazy, man, crazy. All right, next up we got the Patriots losing to the Cardinals. So for the Cardinals staying in contention, 30-17. Then you got the Bucks blowing out the Chargers 40-17. Baker Mayfield looks amazing, man. And Bucks pretty much secured that division. I mean, I know Atlanta won, but I have no faith in them winning out.
Exactly.
The Chargers are 8-6 now, so they are right below as far as a wild card goes. And then the big game for you, I'm sure, was the Seahawks losing to the Packers 30-13.
Go Pack!
Giving the Rams the lead in the division.
Number 1, here we come. I love this. My Super Bowl champs right here. Rams, baby. Go, Pack, go.
Yeah.
Go,
and
Pack, go.
For sure, the Seahawks have the next week is a tough game for them against the Vikings.
Minnesota.
I don't see them winning that game either. Rams should be able to easily walk away with this division.
Dude, we play the Jets, and that scares the shit out of me right now. And we're playing in New York. Dude, honestly,
you cannot be scared of Jets. You should have been scared of the Niners because Niners are a tricky game, but not the Jets, man. The
Rams lost to Chicago Bears, okay, man? Caleb Williamson can't even throw the ball. He beat us. We lost to them earlier in the year, so I don't know. Jets.
The Jets suck, dude.
I
feel so confident in the Rams beating the Jets. It's crazy, man.
It's a trap game.
Easy win, man. This is bye week. All right, they got the Vikings blowing out the Bears again. The Bears suck.
That was gonna happen because Vikings already saw that Detroit lost. I don't think Vikings was gonna lose that game at all. And Vikings have their eyes open right now because they know that if they win out, they secure the division. They know that too.
And the Vikings, they're it's gonna go down to the last week. Honestly, the Lions Vikings game at the very end of the season. That's gonna be determining who's gonna be number 1 seed. Or not 1 seed, but number 1 in the division.
Potentially number 1 as well too. Maybe number 1 as well. Overall number 1, maybe.
We'll see how the Eagles land, but yeah,
And then Rams and Seattle is also the same thing too. Whoever wins might.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though? If Cardinals, so Rams face Cardinals in 2 weeks, right? If Cardinals win out and Rams lose to Cardinals, which is next, then Cardinals wins the division.
No way, dude, man. Can you imagine?
Cardinals?
Can you imagine the Cardinals? The Cardinals are not good, dude. You cannot have the Cardinals win your division, man.
If they win out, bro. If they win out and Rams lose to Cardinals in 2 weeks, yeah.
That game should scare you, not the Jets. But
with Cardinals, we have their numbers all the time. I know we lost to them early in the year, and that was a blitz. But we have their numbers. Cardinals don't scare me, man. Jets scares me, bro.
See, I'd be more nervous for the Jets, honestly. I mean, for the Cardinals, rather. And then last game we have Falcons and the Raiders. Falcons winning this 15-9. The biggest takeaway here is definitely the potential benching of Kirk Cousins.
Your boy.
What do you think, man? So
your boy.
I still think he's a good player, honestly. Don't get me wrong. I still think he makes a great impact in a different team if he needs to. But if they plan on benching him, this is the worst time. Honestly, they are only a game away from potentially being in a division of contention.
Look, honestly, man, Okay, Raheem Moore is Rams' assistant coach, became the head coach for Falcons. I don't know what he's doing because they're not out of the playoffs yet. To be honest with you, they're not. They're one game back, and I think I there's still a chance for them to win a division. For them to even like make this kind of big move, doesn't look good, man. I mean, how do they know that the backup is ready to play and win games for you, right? And second of all, like honestly, if I'm Arthur Blank, who's still the owner, I think for Falcons, honestly, I'll fire the president and the GM, like straight up right now, because the thing is this: right before their draft, you go out and pay Kirk Cousins 4 years, $180 million, right before the draft. And I understand that Falcons had the 10th pick or something, or whatever they had, Right. And yes, he was available, right? And the quarterback was available. But why even go draft him? Why even do that? Why even create that commotion, right? You just signed Kirk Cousins, and now you're going to go draft a QB.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a bad look.
It doesn't make any sense. Because if you're Arthur Blank, you're telling me that you want to spend $180 million on a player that's gonna be a waste, and you're gonna go draft a QB. Like, what are you doing, right? So I honestly felt like Kirk Cousins was behind the 8 ball already, starting the year. Because they drafted a QB so early in the top 10, and every throw he makes, every incompletion he makes, every loss, every turnover he makes, he's looking behind his back, and he's like, I'm going to get benched. And that's what ended up happening right now, right? He had 4 bad games. He had like 3+ turnovers in each game, maybe. And you know what's funny thing? That 4-game losing streak didn't make them change a QB, but after they won the game, is making them change a QB.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Like, what is Raheem Morris doing that? Okay, you're on a 4-game losing streak, but you didn't want to bench your QB then.
Right.
But he snaps
when he was playing really, really bad.
Yeah, when you're supposed to bench a player, when you're on a 4-game losing streak. And then when he finally snaps out of that 4-game losing streak and beat the Raider, you want to bench him now. I don't get it. I don't get what's going on, man. Like, this Falcon team's like, I don't understand what's their mindset. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, man. So
it's a bad call. They decided to bench him now. It's not, and like you said, I think drafting the QB in the 10th pick, it's like you essentially tell Kirk Cousins, hey, thank you, here's a big contract, but you're not our future. So like you can be here for whatever years it was, if that, and then we're gonna have this guy ready after you. And like at least for the Packers, they were smart enough to be like, okay, we're gonna get Jordan Love, but this is still a 3-year process.
And it was
until Rodgers gone. It turned out to be that way.
And they made that clear too. They're like, okay, so Packers were in the same thing too. They drafted, I think, Jordan Love number 18th or something around like it was like 15 through 22 or something. They drafted him somewhere at that time, but they made it clear that look, we felt that he was the best available QB out there for us for the future,
right?
And it's still Rodgers' team. Rodgers will be a starter as long as he's here. And Jordan Love will learn behind him. And there was no pressure on Rodgers. But the thing is this, everybody was aware of that pick. But when they drafted Michael Penix, right, Jr., and even Kirk Cousins was like, I didn't know about that.
Right.
Like, they didn't even talk to me about that. Like, he was confused. Like, because the funny thing is this, 3 weeks ago, he signs a 4-year, $180 million. He's celebrating the franchise
QB already.
And 3 weeks later, they're drafting a QB, so this is
they need to spruce up the defense, and they don't get a defensive top 10 player. Instead, they get another quarterback. It's just like
doesn't make any sense.
A red flag for Kirk Cousins. Be like, what am I doing here then?
Exactly.
Why did you sign me?
And I personally feel there's no way going back. I mean,
they can probably cut him and lose all the money.
They will. It's gonna be like a Russell Wilson, dead money all the way through, right? But I feel that if you're Buccaneers fans, you should be happy right now. Because there's no, I don't see Michael Penix coming and winning this games here, left and right. He's a rookie, and he didn't have week 1 to kind of go through his downfalls. He needs to go in and make impact moves, right? I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think Michael Penix is like freaking Joe Burrow or something, like who's gonna come out and be that star of a QB,
Right.
So I do feel that as a Buccaneer fans, you should be happy. This is basically giving you the division. Here you go. And if you're Kirk Cousins, start looking for your second team.
Yeah,
because I don't think Kirk Cousins is going to be like, okay, we're sitting on the bench.
Yeah, why would he stay around for this? Why would he want to do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're gonna start just having somebody else because they want to just cut me, dude. Why am I here?
Exactly. And so I think Kirk Cousins will be elsewhere next year for sure. I'll be surprised to be back. I mean, stupidest move because he's back.
Yeah. Well, that was the week 15 wrap up. Again, I know I lost, so I'll take the victory. I know I didn't pick the right teams, but we are neck and neck now, tied again. After I had a $15 lead, can't believe it. All right, let's go right into week 16. First and foremost, we have the Broncos and the Chargers playing on Thursday night.
Huge game.
Let me see where this is at.
Huge game.
Broncos Chargers. This is gonna be in SoFi, so huge game. A buddy of mine is actually going there. This is a monumental game, honestly. Who do you got in this one? Chargers or Broncos? The Chargers are favored by 3.
I got the Chargers, man. They need to win.
Yeah, same.
It's in LA too.
They need to win badly. They need to win badly.
And to be honest,
I agree. I got the Chargers.
To be honest with you, Bo Nix's game doesn't really travel. As it does
weird because you would think that when they're not playing in Denver, where it's crazy conditions, and then he comes down to LA, like he has a hard time playing. That's so weird.
Yeah. So I got LA Chargers like you, man. They gotta win this, man.
All right, next up we got the Chiefs and the Texans. This is gonna be in Kansas City. Chiefs are favored by only 3 points. Pat Mahomes high ankle sprain, I believe it was. He's still gonna play, but do you think that limits him at all? Who you got in this one?
Well, I don't think Pat Mahomes is going to play, to be honest with you, man. I think they won the division already. And so high ankle sprain, they're going to take it very lightly, to be honest. And for them to even, consider Pat Mahomes playing, I'll be so shocked he even plays, to be honest. I'm sorry they haven't announced that the backup is going to play. But I have Texans winning this game just because I don't think Chiefs really care for to win this game anymore. They wrapped up the division and everything. So it is what it is, man. I got Chiefs. I got Houston.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Texans, especially if Pat Mahomes doesn't play, which he shouldn't. I think because they have a two game lead for first place over the Bills anyway. So might as well just take this and let Pat Mahomes rest because there's only 2 more weeks left anyway. So
there's 3 more games. I think with the backup they can win 1 game and secure the 1 or 2 games, and they can secure the whole number 1 seed, man. Yeah. So Pat Mahomes can have a whole month off and rest that ankle sprain, If they get the number 1 seed, it's 1 week off, and then 3 games here is 4 weeks off, So why not do that?
Yeah, so I got Texans too on this one. Then we got a huge game, a divisional game, Ravens and the Steelers. This is gonna be on Saturday. The Ravens are favored by 6 points, potentially for number 1 spot for the division, right? If the Ravens win, it's in Baltimore. Give me the Ravens here, man. I think they get the revenge from that a couple weeks ago.
Ravens had the thing marked up ever since the last matchup, man.
Yeah. They need this win, dude.
And you know what? They're going to get the division, man. They're going to end up getting the division. They're going to win this game. And to be honest, I don't think it's going to be a close game.
You don't think so?
Nah, man. I feel Ravens will win by 2 touchdowns.
The Steelers offense has been looking very shaky last couple weeks, for sure.
Exactly.
All right, then we got Giants and the Falcons. Falcons are favored by 8 points in Atlanta. I would probably pick against the Falcons here, but the Giants suck. So just give me the Falcons here.
Same here, man. I want to see how this backup Michael Penix Jr. going to play, man. To be honest with you, let's see. They
Giants.
They might throw the flowers at them because they won, but dude, they're facing Giants 2-12.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, please don't.
All right, I got the Lions and the Bears. It's gonna be in Soldier Field. Lions are favored by only 6.5 points. I say only because usually, I'm sure if they were fully healthy, it'd be a lot more. But nonetheless, give me the Lions here, though. I think they want to try to hold on to that first place as long as they can.
Yeah, same here, man. I got the Lions, and I'm ready to declare Caleb as a number 1 bust.
We got a comment from one of our buddies that said he said he heard somewhere in Brownballs podcast that Caleb was the best QB in the division early this season.
Yeah.
You still stand by that?
No, I don't, man. Caleb sucks, man, to be honest with you. He can't throw. It's funny because I was, watching the game with our brother yesterday, and we were talking. We had this topic, about Caleb, and he told me that my brother was trying to say that Caleb needs better coaching, offensive minded coach. They just fired that coach they had, right? It was more defensive minded, but so they need an offensive minded coach to coach a number 1 QB, right? And my thing is this. Okay, in the history that I've known football, my life, a number 1 team drafting a QB usually that number one team doesn't have good weapons.
Right.
When you have Swift as your running back, and then y'all Moore, who's a really good receiver.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen, who's really good receiver as well, to a veteran receiver core. And then y'all Cole Kmet, right? I think that's his name, tight end. You're surrounded by so many offensive players, right? That's like equivalent saying that, Victor getting drafted, and you have Chris Paul. Then your power forward, your power forward is like a veteran, like someone who's good. Like you're surrounded by all of them, right? You're able to your game should be flourishing. You don't need a coach. You're gifted, right? You're number
natural
one,
talent.
You're number one player. You should know how to throw the ball. You should know you have weapons. Utilize them, man. Coaches are just there to kind of put the schemes out there, and it's for you to go and play, right? So Caleb hasn't showed me shit, man. I mean, with all his weapons they have, and he can't throw the ball.
Yeah,
that's Caleb. That's not the coach. I told my brother, you can have Sean McVay there. You can have whoever the hell you want, man. It comes down either you have it or don't have it, right? And honestly, I've seen Caleb for 14 games already, right? That's where we're at right now. This guy can't throw. He doesn't know how to play.
Yeah.
I think
he's too nervous and too shaky in the back pocket.
He can't make a completion.
The ball for way too long.
He can't make a completion. He doesn't know what he's doing out there, man. To be honest with you, he's very confused, and I don't understand why that is. I mean, he's really gifted. To be honest with you, if he can just put everything together, he's a very talented QB. But I guess USC kind of put a blanket on him, so people didn't notice he was pretty awful. But now I understand. To be honest with you, now it makes sense why SC never went to the championship game. Never made the playoffs. 4-game playoffs in college football. And Caleb never was there to win the whole thing, right? It shows because Caleb is not that guy anymore. He's not that player. And if I'm Chicago, it sucks because you're stuck with him now. And hopefully he becomes a okay kind of player, but Caleb is not Caleb, man. I'm telling you, he does not have the it factor. He can't throw, man. And he has weapons. So for a number one QB to go into a team having that kind of weapon, like I said, man, Jared Goff got drafted to the Rams. He didn't have Moore or Keenan Allen. He didn't have those kind of players, right?
Yeah.
He does, right? So I don't understand, man. So, I mean, I did say that I felt like, he was going to be the best player in this division. He had all the tools. He doesn't, man. I'll eat my words back, and it's not.
Yeah, he's slowly turning into a Bryce Young. I feel like very undersized, shaky. Like there's a stat like he holds the ball longer in the pocket, like almost twice as long as a normal quarterback, which is why he takes so many sacks because he's always just like holding the ball instead of trying to make a definitive pass when he needs to. So I think he needs to learn like the timings. There's a lot of that, and I think this is also going back to what Tom Brady said. Like this is why we need to have quarterbacks develop in NFL. Take some time, go get behind a solid like veteran QB. Maybe like who knows, Kirk Cousins can go there for a couple of years because if you can get cut for Atlanta, why not? For cheap, and then let Caleb Williams learn that way. That's probably the best bet because throwing him into the fire right now, like. The Bears should be very, very good on paper. Like you said, they have all the talent in the world on offense for sure. And that division is so freaking stacked. Like they need to be very, very good. And they're not even close to the other three teams in that division. Like they're not even close to the Packers, Lions, or the Vikings.
They're so far off. And this
so far.
And this is what I'm comparing to. I know I compare it to a Victor, but this is the best example I can get, right? Caleb getting drafted. It's kind of like James Wiseman getting drafted by Golden State, number 2 pick. You have no pressure, man. You have no pressure. As a number 2 pick, like, you have no pressure. You have Steph Curry on your side. You have Klay Thompson on the other side. And you have Draymond Green. All you do is it's not the coaching. You go and play your game. You're going to be open most of the time because you have Steph Curry, who's going to get double.
Right.
Klay Thompson, who's going to get double. And you have Draymond, who plays good defense. All you have to do is go out and show your skills, right? And even James, he wasn't able to, right? That's what he's showing me. He doesn't have it. He can't play. He doesn't know how to play.
Yeah.
So that's exactly, man.
Let's see him next season. Hopefully he takes the offseason very seriously, gets better, because he definitely needs to really study the playbook and really understand the mechanics of it.
Look, I've seen it happen. I'll tell you that right now. I've seen it happen where I've seen it happen with my team, with Jared Goff. We had Jeff Fisher, and we drafted Jared Goff number 1, and he looked horrible. People were saying he's already a bust. Like, what I'm saying, he's a bust. He's like a bust. He can't throw. He can't do anything, right? And Carson Wentz was a number 2 player, selected by the Eagles at the time.
Lighting it up.
He light the shit up in rookie year, right?
Yeah.
And so we fired Jeff Fisher right away, and we hired a 33-year-old Sean McVay, right? And that changed Jared Goff's whole career, man. So yes, coaching could matter, but again, Rams had no offense, no receivers. Like, I can't even name when Jared Goff got drafted. So I don't know what coach is gonna come and change his mind. I mean, the receivers are still gonna be there, right? I mean, he still has them this year and next year, so it's not gonna change. I mean, he has a good supporting cast, so I don't think the guy can throw, man. To be honest, he looks scared.
He looks really scared. That's the first thing I saw when I saw him. You know, watch a full game of it. He looks so scared and so indecisive with his throws that, like, you know. And again, it's tough to be a quarterback. You and I are never close to being that close to being a quarterback in the real world. But like, we watch a lot of great players. We know what good looks like, and he's just so shaky. So I mean, again, he's young, so he'll definitely have a lot of chance to get better over time. All right, next up we got the Bengals and the Browns. Again, Cincinnati favored by 7.5. Give me the Bengals here.
The Bengals are right there, man. If everything goes right for them, if Chargers lose and Bengals wins out, Bengals could make the playoffs, and I give me the Bengals too.
It'd be crazy.
Imagine Bengals being the wild card team. But imagine that making the team, making the playoffs. Imagine Bengals making the playoffs. That team can beat anyone.
Scary ass team.
That team can beat KC, Buffalo, Baltimore. Oh my god,
that would be a nightmare for especially Kansas City. They would not want to
imagine
see them.
Coming off your bye week and you're facing Bengals.
Oh my god, dude! Imagine as a football fan, I would love to see, because I think Joe Burrow has had an incredible season. It's just being wasted because of how bad the defense has been. So I hope it happens, but it's a very slim chance it happens, because I think the Chargers will pull away. But we'll see. Then you got the Titans and the Colts. It's going to be in Indiana. Colts are favored by only 3.5 points, but give me the Colts. They're terrible.
Same here, man. Colts.
Yeah. All right, here's the game for you, though. Rams versus the Jets in MetLife Stadium. Rams are favored by 3 points.
See, think about that. Think about it. It's only 3 points. Only 3 points.
But they're away. It's not even at home for them.
Still, it's Jets.
That's huge.
Jets.
The Jets suck, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Give me the Rams.
That's what I'm saying. 3
win.
points. 3 points.
Easy win. Give me the Rams.
It's not even a 6-point spread. It's like 3 points, dude.
Keep the Rams suck.
The
Jets suck, dude. Not a trap game.
I'm gonna pick my Rams, but I'm not picking the Jets. But damn, I'm scared for this team, dude. I'm telling you. I don't know, man. I won't be surprised, Tapas, if next week on Monday I come and Rams lost this game. I'll be like, dude, I told you it was scary. I told you it was scary, man.
No shot they lose to the Jets, dude. Come on. No shot. All right, we got the Eagles and the Commanders in Northwest Stadium. Eagles are favored by only 3.5 points. Give me the Commanders here, honestly.
Okay, that's where we're going to differ. I'm going to pick Eagles in this here. Nah, man. I don't know why you're picking Commanders. Commanders look shaky, man. Jay and Daniels look shaky.
They're shaky, but they need this win. They need to show that they're legit.
No.
And they need that one, especially after the last time they faced off and they got embarrassed. They need to show them.
I think that second half, the way they played, is going to carry over, and it's going to continue. They're shaky, man.
Let's see. All right, we got the Cardinals and the Panthers. The Cardinals are favored by 4.5 points. Give me the Cards.
Same here, Cards all the way, man.
They're making it really interesting, honestly. Cards are. We got the Vikings and Seahawks. Vikings are only favored by 3 points in Lumen Field. But give me the Vikings here. I think the Seahawks lose this one too.
Yeah, I don't think Vikings gonna lose right now, because they know they have that chance, and it's gonna be a face-off in the last game. So
yeah, they're gonna definitely go for it all. Yeah. All right, I got the Bills and the Patriots. The Bills are favored by 14 points. Give me the Bills easily.
This is not even a match, man. Bills.
Not even a close.
Watch Patriots win this game. I'm gonna laugh.
After
Bills put up like 40-something points past 2 games, and they lose this game, I'll be like, yo.
Best thing is the Patriots cover. That's all they got. But the Patriots are not gonna win. Are not gonna win this game. But they might lose by 7 and cover. So you never know.
Yeah.
All right, you got the Jags and the Raiders. This is actually an even game. No one is favored in this one. I don't know who to choose here. Both of these two suck. You got Mac Jones on one end. God, give me the Jags, I guess.
Dude,
This is in Vegas, by the way.
God, Jags and dude, Raiders are so dysfunctional right now, man. I need the Jags.
Yes.
Like I saw that game yesterday, man. The coach doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, bro, and like they don't know what the hell they're doing. They're throwing out left and right QBs, and they don't even know, man. I don't know, man. Just give me the Jags, dude.
Yeah, Mac Jones over there, man. Four touchdowns, 7 interceptions. All right, we got Niners and the Dolphins. Actually, the Dolphins are favored by 1.5 points only in Miami. But give me the Dolphins here, man.
Same here, man. Dolphins can't lose, man. They still have a chance, but they can't lose. So I have the Dolphins.
They got a very slim chance.
Yeah.
All right, got the Cowboys and the Bucks. Bucks are favored by 4 points in AT&T Stadium. Give me the Bucks here, though.
Same here, Bucks, man.
Cowboys come back down.
They're not gonna lose this game, dude. They have the division like around the ropes, man.
They can secure this thing. And then last but not least, we got Monday Night Football, the Packers and the Saints in Lambeau Field. The Packers are favored by 14 points against them. Give me the Packs.
Yeah, Packers,
crazy.
Bro. There's the Saints are done, man. After what the debacle they did last week, man, stupid.
Yeah. So the only game we're different on is Eagles and Commanders, huh?
Dang, dude, one game only, dude.
Wow, I'm gonna watch the hell out of that game. Watch,
dude. I got the Eagles. You got the Commanders, bro.
This is $5 in this freaking one game.
Who's gonna do it? Am I gonna be down 15 and come up and be on top $5?
All right, let's get into some NBA, man. Let's get into NBA. All right, so biggest NBA, obviously got the Bucks win the Cup championship for whatever that's worth. 14-0, they beat the Thunder 97-81. Giannis having a crazy huge game. Biggest takeaway here though is our former coach Darvin Ham is 14-0 in the tournament and a 2-time tournament champion. How about them apples?
It's okay, man. That's fine. You know, we look at a bigger picture. You know, the world championship. You know, it's funny because they won. So it's funny. I just got this update by Chris.
You saw our buddy's chat, right? Yeah.
I saw that too. I saw the tweet by Chris Hayes, right, from TNT, and he said that Doc Rivers said that he was consulted by Darvin Ham that if they do win, don't celebrate because all the backlash they got last year when Lakers celebrated with champagne. So they didn't even they didn't even celebrate. They should focus, you know, on winning the main prize, not that, you know. So it's hilarious, and yeah, I saw our group chat too, dude.
I mean, again, no one cared about this. Honestly, I before we got on the pod, like I was like, oh, is there one more game after this? He's like, no, this is the championship. I'm like, oh, like what a weird Tuesday evening to have a championship. I thought it'd be like a Sunday night.
Like last year was Saturday. Last year was Saturday.
Yeah, they should have it on a weekend where it's like a prime time thing, not a Tuesday. It's weird.
And do you know how many empty seats it was? And like on top of that, tickets was going for like $70 just to get in the door.
Yeah, no one cares, dude.
I'm telling you,
honestly, the Bucks are not that good right now. Anyway, so like
that too. But at the same time, man, Adam Silver needs to stop doing this kind of shit, man. To be honest, first he's messing up with the All-Star game. Dude, when your star players are criticizing this format of All-Star game too, and then like this tournament, get out of here, dude. Like he needs to run the league, man, and not be buddy with LeBron and like, you know, all the good players. You know, like stop doing that, Adam Silver. Like
he's trying to find other ways to do it versus attacking the actual problem of the league, which is like too many 3-pointers, too many people sitting out, and not much competitiveness going on. Like address that issue with the players and the collective bargaining instead of like trying to find new ways to find like it's like you know, you're avoiding the big issues, you're trying to just go around it and then trying to find other ways to solve the problem. Like changing All-Star game not going to do anything. No one's still going to watch that. Honestly, I don't even watch the All-Star game. I watch the dunk contest. And even that's been boring now. So I just watched the highlights pretty much the whole time and just call it that. And then this tournament, honestly, no one cared. So like he needs to address the bigger actual issues that are happening in the league, and not the other stuff.
This incident championship game, which is on a Tuesday today, it reminds me of Summer League championship. Like on a Tuesday away, the random day, and like they win it. You're just like, come on, man, no one cares, dude. I mean, honestly, yeah.
So like one thing that I was watching, what's his name? Oh, God, he's on Fox. He was on Fox before.
Colin Cowers,
one of the commentators, huh?
Well, Colin Cowers, so heard who?
Yeah, Colin Cowers. He was talking about how like when Jordan left, right, ratings went down 50% because the ratings are right now down 25%.
Oh yeah.
Than last year at this time, which is unusual, right? And it's the lowest it's been in a while. And he said, you know, when Jordan left, it was down 50%, and it only came back up when Kobe came back, and then LeBron was there. and then now that LeBron's declining and not necessarily competitive as much as more, like ratings are going back down again. Like, do you think that's one of the main issues? Is just because there's no like big superstar that everyone can claw towards, or like is it still like other things that you think that is having the issue?
I mean, there's multiple of other stuff, right? Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna have like Jordan passing to Kobe passing to LeBron, and like LeBron passing to Steph, but they're both at the same age, so you can't really pass it to Steph, right?
Or KD, same thing.
Yeah, they're the same age, so they don't have that next superstardom. I mean, they have young players who are good, like Shai and Victor and all them, but they're not that, right? But the thing is this, it's not even about that, man. You know, I hate saying this, but like I think Steph Curry is gonna go down as the best shooter ever.
Yeah,
but I really feel that he ruined the game. You know, personally, and the reason why I say that is because, I remember back in like Kobe's days, Hayden days, like in like when we were winning championship in 09 and 10, taking 15 threes were a lot, a lot, you know, and now you take 15 threes in the first like 5-6 minutes. You know, like the other day, Dallas and the Golden State were playing. Like yesterday, I think they broke some record, or on Sunday they broke some type of record. They shot like 90 something threes, and they made 40 something threes out of it. You know, it's like, dude, the game is not the reason. I'll tell you right. The reason why the viewership is so down, the game is not competitive anymore.
Right.
Before, a 20-point lead was a kill, a death sentence. It's over. You don't come back from a 20-point lead.
Yeah.
Now you can get back in the game, you know? And the thing is this, the game was so pure back then, right? Back then, meaning I'm talking about like 10 years ago, right? When it was so pure, meaning like it was about, you know, triangle offense, right? Right now, you can't run triangle offense with this kind of system right now. You have to shoot
mid-range in this game, yeah.
There was a game where there was like, you go down, you throw it back up, go down, you run your offense, and that's what you do, right? You don't find that anymore. So the competitiveness is so down, man. Like there's no, it's not close games anymore. It's not where it's not where it's a defensive game anymore, right? People, you know, back and forth. There used to be times where, you know, people go back and forth, nobody scores, right? Here, everyone just shoots threes, jacks up the threes, and go back and forth. Threes, back and forth. It's not fun. There's no down low game anymore, man. That's the thing. It's all about 3-point shooting. That's it, man. Nothing else.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I love Steph Curry. Steph Curry is amazing. And when I say he ruined the game, I'm not saying personally he ruined the game, but the style, the way, you know, he played was like, and they winning. I think what made it acceptable is that, okay, look, Phoenix Suns did the same thing what Golden State Warriors did back in 2000. Like middle of 2000, Phoenix Suns did the same thing. You know, Mike D'Antoni had that play. You know, less than 5 seconds or something. That he called it something like that. Within 5 seconds, shoot the ball and run back. Right. The reason why that didn't go far enough is because, like Charles Barkley said, they never won a championship. If Phoenix Suns would have won one championship with Steve Nash, with Mike D'Antoni, they would have been the Golden State Warriors back then. Yeah. They wouldn't be the Golden State Warriors. The reason why Golden State Warriors are you know, Steph Curry, you know, is talked about is because they created a dynasty and they won in that type of system, right? And so that's what I'm saying. Like the system, like the way they're playing, everyone adapted to that, and like that's the reason why the viewership is down, because it's not competitive, man, anymore.
Yeah, the only thing with the whole I hear the whole Steph Curry ruined the league thing, and like I think because he makes it look, and this is in greatness to Steph Curry, right? Like because he makes it look so easy to make the 3-pointer, people think that's all that he does, right? Like there's an interview that he talked about, like every single summer he shoots 100,000 3-pointers. Yeah. Like you tell me any other player in the league that feels confident shoot threes is shooting that much volume. No, they're not. And so like they don't put in the work that he does to make it look easy, but then they want to just be able to chuck it. And they're saying, oh, Steph Curry can just chuck a 3-pointer. He makes it. Like he's not. He's practiced this every single day for like the whole summer. And then that's how he gets to where he is. Not just throwing it wherever he wants. Like you tell you know, like LeBron didn't shoot 100 3-pointers. Nobody does, right? So like that's the whole thing. Like that's why I don't blame Steph Curry. I blame, the only thing that I know people say is because he makes it look so easy, so everyone can just copy it. Like there's only one Steph Curry that's ever going to exist. No one's going to break his records for a long, long time, honestly. No one breaking that.
Never. I don't think anyone's ever going to reach that, you know?
Yeah. So, like, it's copycat league for sure, especially with the Warriors winning it all. And especially now the Celtics are just taking absurd amount of three point every single game. And they say that they take it because statistically it's a better shot for them, whatever that means. But like, the whole product. There's a bunch of different things. I think the one of the things that you said is there's no safe lead anymore. Every team is in contention, no matter how much they're down by. Like I think one of the team last week they were down by 27 points. They came back and won the game. Like there's just no competitiveness happening where like people can just shut down a player and be dominant. And honestly, if you look at the standings from like second place through 10th place in the West Conference, it's only down by like 3 games.
Yeah,
between second place to 10.
Yeah,
like that's telling you that teams are also not taking the regular season like very seriously anymore either.
Exactly.
And then you have this stupid play-in tournament. Playing is also a bad idea. Terrible idea.
And that's what
why give 9 and 10 a chance at all? Like you guys are not good enough to be a top 8. Just get out of there. No playing in.
And that was so jokeable too when he put that in, right? That 9 and 10 are gonna be in it. You know, it's like, dude, that makes the regular season look so weak then, because the thing is, dude, play your 82 games. If you're top 8, you're good enough. You know, you're good enough.
You have a 66% of chance. Every single team has a 66% chance of being a playoff team.
Yeah.
Like, how crazy is that?
That's horrible.
So man. Like I don't get it. The NBA is pretty unwatchable right now. I can't sit to watching Lakers game anymore. Like it's just one of those things where I just have to watch highlights every single day.
I agree, man.
So I did have I didn't tell you this, and I didn't put this in our chat either, but I do have a trivia for you. So I want to make this fun and see if you are a true brown baller or not. We'll call this: are you a brown baller or not?
All right.
So as we know, Chris Paul just came second best assist leader, second most assist leader in the league history, with 12,112 assists so far. Can you name me the rest 5? So the rest 4. So give me the top 5. Chris Paul is number 2 right now. So give me number 1, 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
Are you a brown ball or not? Number 1 is easy. Come on, you know number 1.
I mean, I want to say
That's easy.
I want to say Johnson, right? Magic Johnson, but this is Jason.
Number 1 assist leader. You think is Magic Johnson?
Okay.
You are not a brown baller.
All right, hold on. Jason Kidd.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
How? You know more basketball than I do, but you should know number 1 assist leader of all time. Come on, bro. He's also number 1 steals leader of all time. He doesn't get talked about more. Like he does not get talked about a lot. But this player was legit super good.
It's not John Stockton, right?
Yes, John Stockton's number 1.
All right, John Stockton. Then
like he has 15,000. He has 3,000 ahead of. So no one's catching up to him.
Then
so John Stockton, Chris Paul. Who else?
Okay, and then if I have to put Jason Kidd.
Okay. Yep. Jason Kidd.
Where is he at?
Number 4.
Okay, so we are.
Jason Kidd. So it says John Stockton, Chris Paul, Jason Kidd.
Okay.
Number 4 and 5 now.
Okay. I want to say
this will be tricky.
I want to say Westbrook or Jokic because they're really up there too.
Top all time?
No, not all time. No. Wait.
All time.
Wait, LeBron. Time. LeBron is number 3.
Yes. LeBron, your boy baby. LeBron number 4. LeBron is number 4.
And I think number 5 is Magic Johnson, right?
Nope.
Or is it Jason Kidd?
Nope. Jason Kidd was number.
Sorry. Jason Kidd was number 3. Is that Oscar Robertson?
Nope. Close.
Steve Nash?
Yes. Wow. Steve Nash number 5.
Over Jason Kidd and Magic Johnson? I mean, not Magic Johnson.
No, Jason.
Over. I mean, over like all them did. Wow.
Yeah. So Steve Nash has 1 more assist all time than Mark Jackson. So Mark Jackson is number 6. Yeah. So yeah, John Stockton, Chris Paul, Jason Kidd, LeBron James, Steve Nash.
It's crazy how Chris Paul is there though, number 2, man. It's crazy. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I know, dude. Longevity, man. It's probably his last season though, right? But
honestly, I think he's a candidate to get bought out
again.
Yeah, because I think he got paid and like he's not playing that much right now. He thought he'll have more impact with Victor being there, but he's not really playing as much. So I think he might ask for a buyout and go for a championship team. And I can see him signing with the Lakers.
Again, I don't like Chris Paul, man. Why do we go after these players?
He's better than freaking any guards we have right now, man. How about Chris Paul and D'Angelo?
If we get rid of D'Lo and get Chris Paul, okay, I'll give you that. Get rid of D'Lo, get Chris Paul. I'm good with that.
I'll get rid of Gabe Winston too. Gabe Winston too, man. I'm done with that guy. Too.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, both of them. All right, last but not least, I know we're over time, but we're going to some quick baseball. We got Juan Soto going to the Mets, and the Yankees just having a big signing today. Who they got?
Traded for Cody Bellinger, man. Belly from Dodgers going there, man. I mean, he played for Cubs, obviously, but I'm saying it's crazy. But yeah, man. So they lost on Juan Soto. Juan Soto signed that lucrative deal, and then the Yankees went right after Cody. So I guess Cody's gonna play outfield with Stanton and Judge. And then I think they're still going after Pete Alonso from Mets right now. So for first baseman. So they're looking into that. So he's still available. Teoscar Hernandez is still there for Dodgers and no one has signed him. So let's see how that shakes out. But yeah, baseball's getting interesting, man, with free agency. 100 days till the first day of baseball, man, or training camp, I think. Yeah, something like that. 100 days. Can't wait.
I don't think Bellinger is a good pickup for them. I mean, his contract is not as expensive, and they got some cash out of it too.
I mean, I like Bellinger. I mean, his hitting got messed up in Dodgers, but like his defense is so good, man. He's a great defender.
Solid.
Great defender. I'll guarantee you, he wouldn't have made that error that Aaron Judge did. By the way, so Dodgers selling off. What do you think about this? Dodgers. I don't know how they got that ball, first of all. And so they sold the auction off that ball that Aaron Judge dropped. And
God, Eddie.
What is your take on that, man?
I mean, it is a legendary reason why the Dodgers,
right? Like that's
what did it sell for?
48,000 or 43,000?
Damn, for an error ball, damn. I mean, it's petty, but it's a Dodger movie. It's a rivalry. You got to do it, man. You got to embarrass them.
I mean, that's insane, dude. But like, think about that. I don't know how they got the ball. I mean, they weren't even the offense. So then, so I guess Yankees folks got heard of this, right? That Dodgers auctioned off the Aaron Judge drop ball, which led them to winning that World Series. Because if that ball didn't get dropped, we wouldn't have scored 5 runs. So they called. For sure. They call that quote unquote. This is what they said. One of the Yankees or somebody from New York, their people were saying. I think Dodgers showed who they are. They are a bunch of classless pigs.
Yeah, right.
Classless pigs.
If it was opposite, New York would do the same stuff. New York is just as petty as.
But that ball, dropping that ball led to 5 runs, man. Led to a World Series.
100%.
I mean, who would have known? I mean, if they would have caught the ball, game's over. I mean, we would have made that comeback, maybe, but they auctioned off that ball, man.
I mean, it was also like one of the craziest innings of all times. That one inning,
dude, that's
it never happened
that
before
5th inning
in baseball. So like, it's also like a legendary for that reason too, because that was a one inning that never happened in the history of baseball. So,
dude, 5th inning,
you should auction it off. And like kind of what like Trae Young did, to the New York crowd. Like, if you're gonna cry about it, and you're gonna beat us. Why are you crying about it after we beat you? Like,
exactly, man. All that matters is world champions 2024.
There you go. All right. Well, with that, we will end the Brownballs podcast here for this week for sure. Kenil is a brown baller. We will have more trivia for him next week, and I will dig up some interesting stuff for him to figure out.
Let's do that, buddy. Take care, buddy.
All right. See you guys.
Peace.